We can go back 6 decades and record our history being embedded and braided into this community as not just a resource, but also a help to everyone here. A real tremendous resource for folks to evolve out of poverty. We have programming that move folks out of this space of poverty into a space of, I think I would be even so daring to say, wealth seeking. From our community members, we want to learn more about budgeting, workforce development. How can we get better jobs that pay more money? So that really started our conversation amongst ourselves to say, how can we as Alliance help to meet this need by listening to the community? The first program is our financial wellness program.
The Financial Wellness Program is an 8-week program. It's geared at empowering underserved individuals and family to learn about their finance, learn about things like saving, budgeting, retirement. We added life insurance, and just to empower their situations. We believe in the analogy here, you teach a person how to fish and they can fish on their own.
8 weeks, I was like, 8 weeks, what can they talk to you about in 8 weeks, This isn't a college cast, but it absolutely feels like one.
Your financial wellness is a lifestyle. You must change the way you think around how you spend, around how you save, and around how you budget. Everything else will fall in line. I promise you that.
You can learn, you can have hands-on. Calvin and Anthony are very great.
Set an appointment and we will sit down and go over your finances if that's what you need. So all of us in here worried about finance and trouble and how I'm gonna pay a bill because you haven't figured out a way to get your hands off that money. These are life skills knowledge. How many adults I know that can't balance a checkbook, that don't know about overdraft fees, don't understand credit.
And it was just stuff that you hear everyday living that you won't think that you would need to know, stuff you don't learn in high school, that you need as an adult.
Because you have other expenses during the week. You got gas, you got food, your kids need stuff. You gotta have money for that. How you apply it and your mindset around it is really how you're gonna see change in your financial wellness. How you think about money, how you see money, and how you see the finances for your future.
I've already started paying my mortgage on time, right? First or second day of the month. So absolutely, I would recommend it for any parent.
And guess what? You're gonna look up from wherever you are, generations from now, your family gonna be in a better place. And that's from financial wellness, that's from having life insurance, products like life insurance in place to protect assets and to take care of your loved ones. That's what this is all about. You add that all together and you look up 10 years later and go, wow, I remember I used to not have any money. I remember I didn't have a savings for emergency. I remember I didn't have a house. I remember I didn't know how to buy a car, and those things. And so that's the reason that I feel really good about what we're doing.
We want our communities to be better each and every day, and that's why Calvin does what he does, but that's why the organization helps support this initiative, right? It's about really making people better.
You're gonna be able to push your families ahead. That's what this is about. So why come to the class? Why not?
We were really struggling with finding staff members in ECE because of the pandemic. We had closed classrooms all across the nation. This was really a second pandemic, if you will. It took such a toll on the early childhood education space that we really reached inside ourselves to really ask ourselves, how do we rebuild our own workforce? We were able to reach community members that were interested in nurturing children and interested in evolving their know-how in how they can educate young folks, and Alliance was the training partner.
My passion actually came from just loving to help people.
I was a nurse aide for 15 years. 10 years of experience. Always been really involved in babysitting.
I was actually in the medical field for over 20 years.
The ECE Workforce Program is a 15-week paid program for individuals who are interested in going into the early learning field. They have to have a love for family and they have to have a love for children. So not only will they gain training and information for the class, they can actually take this information and trainings and implement them in their real life.
You learn many things because they give you a lot. Proper hygiene for children, CPR, first aid.
Policy procedures, what is expected of us.
To keep things sanitized, disinfected, you know, it's a lot keeping kids safe.
They always care about the part of our feeling, how we felt. It's like they thought about us as a human being, not just for you to work in a place and make sure that you feel like you can do this.
Not only do you get paid to be a part of the program, but you also gain all of the early learning knowledge that is needed for you to be an educator.
The ECE has a lot of other assets that has helped me be able to get back and forth with transportation. They help with services as far as with rent, utilities that make you more comfortable being engaged in the program, not having those extra worries or barriers preventing you from being able to come to the program. Also childcare. I have 2 young ones of my own, so it's beneficial all the way around the board. I could actually focus on my work because the matters of my home are situated.
We can also venture out into the other fields that Alliance offers, like supportive services, energy assistance, family advocate. I was like, that goes hand in hand with what I'm going to school for. So I applied and God was with me and I got these jobs.
Si tú no estás seguro de hablar el español, yo soy una muestra de que no importa. En Alliance vas a encontrar una familia que te va a ayudar a poder conseguir tu propósito.
I graduated in October. Now I'm working at Holy Name of Jesus as an assistant teacher in the preschool room.
This is something that I want to do. And to have that and to be able to say that, it's very big because I just love it.
View this as an opportunity for you to grow as a person, not just as a teacher or educator or what have you. It's really for you. And Alliance is, like in the name, community empowerment.
I kind of thought all hope was lost, to be honest, so to speak, because the opportunities are not presented to you as much. You got to pay for school. You have all these barriers, but ECE has made it easily accessible for me to overcome those barriers, to become the best mom, my best self. I did not see me 15 years ago sitting here, living my dream.
We need to stand up and be available to people. That is the hope, that we continue to be able to stand up, stand strong, and continue to love our community. There has been a categorical shift in the way we approach this work, and we have to keep shape-shifting in order to remain relevant for our community. So I am hopeful, as leader of this organization, that we will continue to meet the needs of our community.